What's up, guys? Welcome back to GoHamDiscGolf. I'm Big John, and today I've got a Discmania FD2 C-Line Fairway Driver to review for you guys. This is a good disc. This is right in my sweet spot of loving fairway drivers with all my disc golf heart. And I hope you guys do too, because in my opinion, fairway drivers are where the distance game is if you're an average player. So let's get into this, guys. I'm going to tell you guys what I first thought about it, what my expectations were, and then show you some footage of the disc flying and tell you what I thought about it. So, first impressions. Number one, right off the bat, I noticed that when this came in, this was Jolly Launcher plastic. For those of you that don't know, Innova came out with a Jolly Launcher plastic. It's the same thing as Champion pretty much, but it's got a little bit more of a gummy feel to it, and it's a whole lot prettier. Now, since Discmania is a sister company of Innova, then it's no surprise that some of their discs are going to come out in this Jolly Launcher plastic. So I love it. I'm sure that you'd like it if you got your hands on it or if you already have. Now, as far as looking past just the prettiness of this disc, what's it feel like in the hand? One of the first things I noticed about it was this super blunt edge. When I think about a fairway driver that's one step behind being a max distance driver, I still kind of expect it to have sort of a sharp rim on it, a sharp edge. And with the blunt nose of this thing, it kind of threw me a little bit, especially when I was throwing it. When I was throwing it, the feel of it on my hand didn't feel exactly right, and that was having an impact of how I threw. Once I got past it, it started to feel a little better. As far as the other things, it's got a nice rim on it. You can get your fingers in there good for a power grip. You can pull back and just put a couple if you're not expecting to put all your power on the throw. So the rim feels really good. It's got a bit of a shoulder to it, but all of it coming together just feels really good in the hand. And that's my first impressions of the disc. Now, what did I expect out of this guy? I'll be honest with you guys, I don't throw a lot of Discmania products, but I do throw a lot of Innova. So I knew where to look to find out what to expect out of this guy. Now, it's supposed to be a straight / stable fairway driver. It's supposed to also give me a good amount of fade towards the end. And that's kind of what I expected out of it. But I also wanted to see how this guy held up in the wind. Because a lot of the fairway drivers I've been throwing lately, they just don't play with the wind that well. Once the wind starts to hit them on a big headwind or a crosswind, they just kind of ride it a little bit. And now, as far as the last thing I expected out of this disc, is flight numbers for it are 7402. And that 4 in glide tells me that this guy isn't going to glide very far at all. So that's what I was expecting. Let me throw up some footage for you guys so you can see what this thing was doing for me. Also, before you see it, big shout out to Mo and Chris for coming out to help me throw this guy. Alright, now like I said, in my expectations, I expected this thing to be a straight flyer with a good amount of fade with barely any glide. And you'll see that's exactly what it was doing for me. Now, even though this is a fairway driver, if you don't throw them with a lot of power, then it's going to start fading off pretty quick. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you're trying to get around a dog leg and you're throwing him backhanded, throw him with a little less power than you normally would and let that hard fade kick in sooner and you'll get around that dog leg nicer. But if you're just trying to get down the fairway with a good amount of distance and a lot of accuracy, you're going to need to put some power behind him so that that fade kicks in as late as possible so that you're not finding yourself off to the side with a bad upshot look. Now, as far as going into a headwind and a crosswind, this guy likes the wind, guys. It doesn't let it affect it too much. You can throw him into that headwind, and where you might expect a lot of other discs to straight up turn and then come back with their fade, he just held that line really nicely. Now, as far as being a beginner player and picking up an FD2, it might not be the right option. Even though it's a fairway driver, and I've said it many times, beginners should be throwing fairway drivers, you might want to grab something that doesn't have this kind of stability to it, that doesn't have that hard fade at the end. But if you're a player that's been playing for a long time and you know what to expect out of a disc and you know exactly what kind of thing you're looking for, then grab this guy. If any of the things I've said sound like it's something that you want to try out, you're looking for something that has more of a fade at the end but isn't crazy overstable, or you're looking for something that flies into a headwind or a crosswind really well, or you're just looking for something that flies straight that you can depend on, the FD2 might be the one you're looking for. The only thing I had to get over with this guy was that hard, blunt nose. But that's all I got to say about it. It's a great disc. So if you want to check out an FD2, you want to pick one up, you want to see how it flies, head over to infinitedisc.com, check them out. They have a great array of products. As far as Discmania stuff, they have everything that Discmania has released, so you can check them out. Great colors, great weights, great prices. But that's going to be it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the FD2. Let me know what you think about its brother, the FD, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to go ham. Now, while you're still here, don't forget about the big Infinite Disc / Go Ham raffle going on right now, where you have a chance to win the Dynamic Disc Ranger Bag. We are really close to hitting our goal so that I can get that new camera. Don't forget that every $1 spent on raffle tickets goes straight into GoHamDiscGolf to pay for the new camera. So I appreciate anything you want to throw my way for that, and you've just given yourself a great chance to win a new bag, a great bag, and some other prizes along with it. So if you want to learn more about it, make sure you click on that link.